Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of the SIFAS Ending Journal. I actually have not released the first one as I am recording this, but I do need to cover this because we are running out of time. Today's main topic, and maybe there's more, but at the very least we're going to begin with token events. So we have what seems to be the last one going on right now. So what are the event rules? Well, I'm not gonna read all of this, but basically this is a type of event that has two main components to it. The first one is just playing the songs, and as you play you will earn tokens, or as you can see here I have health. They always had a different icon or something, usually they would represent the type of story that I was saying. You play the songs and you get these tokens. Then you have this exchange over here where you can exchange your tokens for different things, like some of the featured cards, like in this case a new Nico, the SR featured from the exchange, background sometimes, even though they took them out for a while and just now they brought them back near the end. You can get 100 gems, some additional resources like memento tickets, swishes, even though they're really expensive, accessories, but I never really think these were worth it, macarons, memory pieces, all of that. You can see them here. The thing is, if you buy these featured cards and you equip them on your team that you use to play the songs or escape them, you will earn a multiplier on your token gain. However, unlike the marathon event, which I will talk about later in a different video, you earn event points, and this is what determines your actual ranking. I have done 2 skips on expert songs right now, and it got me this many points. So this becomes constant between all players, so there is no way to multiplier, unlike in marathon, where if you do get the cards that are from the event, you will get multiplied. And in this case it's only the cards that you can exchange for. In marathon you can actually get, like, say if I is featured in the event in some way, whether it's gacha or event rewards, and you equip I cards in your team, then you will get a passive boost. However, if it's the actual ones from the event, there is a bigger boost. So that's the main gist of the main event. For the main ranking you want regular points, where you get just by playing and there's no multiplier. And for the exchange you want to get the tokens. If you want to buy several things, then it is recommended to just equip all of the exchange girls in your teams when you are doing escapes. I don't remember if it happens anymore. I think it does. When you limit break your cards, the boost becomes bigger. So for example, in order to get several of the URs, because here you can exchange for 3, and in the rewards you can get I think 5 at most at the biggest rank, or 4. Well, let's check the rewards. Well worth it. Here's the reward list. So if you rank 1 you will get 3 copies of the Nico. Okay, which means that you actually need to buy all 3 from the shop if you wanted to max LP the UR. So I do believe there were strategies, I don't really know them yet, unlike the exchange or buy order that you needed to do to optimize. I think it started with, like, you first buy the first 2 SRs, that gives you a boost in tokens, then you buy some of these ones. I don't think all of them, as you can see each exchange becomes more expensive. Eventually you can get to buy the UR, and then you can buy these other ones, and I don't know if they increased the price ever since the last time that I actually went for this, which was over almost a year and a half ago. But yeah, if you want that, then that's how you do it. In addition, there's also more stuff, but at least the time that I did it, with the LP that I spent, it was enough to just buy the cards, and then I was pretty much at the end of the event. Of course, something that you may want to exchange is the gems, and I always like to exchange for candy and memories, but that was in general. It depends on how much you want. If you grind the event a lot, then you can probably even deck out the shop, but that has to be an insane amount. Anyway, that's the main component. Additionally, there is another component, which is the voltage ranking. they will choose 3 songs, just like SBL is 1 Nijigasaki, 1 Muse, 1 8 Wars. Sometimes they've done them in Expert. In fact, there's something funny that happened in one of the first exchange events, or yeah, some of the one of the chances, because originally there was only Marathon, and it was only after a while that they added this second type of event. Unfortunately, it's only these 2 that they ever added, so it makes it a bit boring. And this is the one that happens in the first part of a month. So they had Tokimeki runners as part of the songs for the event. But the thing is, in global, but by that time, Tokimeki Runners Expert had already been released, and you could get way more score in that one. Whereas when the event first happened in the Japanese version, it had not been released, which actually caused the scores to be more inflated than global. It was funny, but it was like a side effect. You can use any difficulty here that you wish. And in fact, in the past, it was popular to actually use the story versions of songs, because often they had easier gimmicks, and using like SP spam was way better. But ever since they increased the voltage cap to 100,000 on advanced songs, that usually fetches more scores, so that strategy fell apart. You did need to have like a really good setup of cards in order to pull that one off, to get like insane scores by SP spamming on story stages. But you can use like any version of the song, and your best 3 scores in each of these songs, in any difficulty or way that you find them during the event, they will be recorded and they will be averaged, and that will be your score here. Then they average the 3 songs, and that's your score. Right now I have 0 because I haven't done it. The good thing about voltage ranking in these events is that they reward a lot of brilliance. Like, look at this. Wait, did they decrease it? Huh? Oh, never mind. No, it's fine. For top 300, you get 80, which is over half an LB. Everyone else gets 50 actually, if you keep going. Well, even if you're really bad, you get only 30 here, but let's say that most of the active players are gonna probably get 50, that's top 5,000. And well, you do get more here for the higher ups, but that's just the first place gets 150. It's actually kind of ridiculous, and I wish they had at least made the distribution a bit different. Like, how come top 10 gets 80 paired with the same amount that top 300 gets, and there's a difference of 70 just for the first place? I don't know, I feel like they should have balanced this a little bit more so that you gave players a bit of an additional chance to further their teams. Because you're giving too much brilliance to the people that don't need it, that are gonna get first place anyways. Those are whales, evidently. Or just really lucky players. But if you're number 1, you're probably a whale. Absolutely. And then there's this. So I tried my best usually to get top 300 so I could get the additional 30 brilliance, because that would really help me, because as free to play that I was for the most part in this game, that was a really valuable resource for me. That's pretty much it. You also get memento exchange tickets, but that's fine. I think in overall that's how this event works. It's just like playing the songs and that. If you want, like, you can try to optimize these scores, try to go higher, see what works. In a nutshell, it's that. Now, I do have a special thing with this, as I said in the previous video, which I said I've not released at the time of recording this, but I think I should probably edit it and upload it, because I think it's fine. I have all these resources. I had been saving them for a possible event. I was hoping, rather, that it would be a token event, because that means that I am in equal footing with every other player in my point acquisition for the ranking. But since that probably won't happen anymore, and I feared it would be marathon if it happened, because in that one I would be at a disadvantage if I did not get the event cards from the gacha. But given that this is likely the last token event, I am thinking of going all out, and it's what I am going to do. I don't care, and also this is my total skip tickets. They give weight more than I use normally. And we just do this. We gain 11,000 points from 13 skips. And you get some tokens now, because I didn't equip the event cards. I am not going to be getting additional token boosts. But what I care right now is to raise my A ranking and to, if possible, get a numbered ranking. So if we check back, now I'm in 1,000, I was in the 4,000s. That's what I want. Right now they have 6 million here at the top. It is a Nico reward event. The thing is, when these types of events, people that usually rank on them are the ones that like the featured girls, especially the UR reward. So in a way I would have to compete against them. But, well, I think I have a lot of resources. I don't know, I have not made the calculations just yet into how much LP can I get from all of this, and by skipping how much I get. Additionally, I have gems, and I am not scared to use them to keep refilling myself with LP. Oh, I can buy, but I can do this. 100 LP for 10 gems is actually rather cheap. That's what I want to do. So I will update you at the end of this video to see how that went. But for now, that's what I wanted to share about the token event. In a way, that's how it works and my current objective with it. Oh, and one additional thing I guess I should mention, there is also event goals. So it's like clear live shows, get max level with a card. They ask it 2 times, which you can easily do with the UR or event SRs. Collect loading bonuses, training, and obtain 3 costumes. Again, you can do this with the event cards. It's pretty easy. I just guess I should show what it was. And additionally, also, every exchange event, since it was the first of the month, they would add a new song. Initially it would be in like a pre-state, so it would not have an attribute. But after the month was over, they would add that normally. Right now it's these ones from Nijigasaki, which I don't even remember. There it is, art pieces. So it has no attribute, no tricks, but they usually get the actual things when it fully releases. I think that's actually everything regarding events. So yeah. And we're back. It's been about a day. So it's the night of the second day of the event, at least night for me. I have some updates. So in a nutshell, I will not actually make it. I did some maths wrong, and I think I consider some stuff as granted where in reality it wouldn't. So let me explain. Just saw how many candy I had. I'll show it on screen right now. Look how much I used. All the 50 ones, and now I was using the 100 ones. Pretty much I'm already over half of the 100 ones that I had. I used all of that. I realized something important, which is that can I see my items from here? Not really. It's not just exactly how much skip tickets you have. Okay, it's partly that, but it's also how much you can put in place. And in order to do that, you need skip tickets. I had around 12,000 something when I started. I got all the way up to 13,000 by buying some in the shop, and I've used, you see how many here. Well, some of them have been kind of restocked because of daily bonuses and stuff. But it's not just that, I've also been auto-playing, specifically Tokimeki Runners, which is a really easy song for expert difficulty. I've just been using a team with my most powerful iCards and the SR, you can't forget her, of course. So this one pretty much autos that song. So I say that because let's look at the leaderboards again. It's just been not even a full 48 hours. And number 1, which is a Nico fan, even though he has a Maki right now, already has 12 million points. And the second place was this guy just a few hours ago, and these 2 people already jumped ahead. This one seems to be another Nico fan, this one probably not, but... And most of the rest of the top 10 right now is Nico fans. I just got done with a big skipping session I got to this point, 2.7 million points, rank 13. I was pretty much like rank 20 something ever since yesterday. Now the problem here is the skips. I have enough skips to reach roughly 11 million damage points. The problem is the LP. I could. No, actually no, I just can't. Right now I have 4,000 gems. If I were to use all of them in LP refill, because you can use 10 gems for 100 LP. Rather cheap, honestly. Well, you'd think that, but when comparing the numbers that I would have to get, not so much. If I used all my gems as LP plus a candy, ignoring like overtime LP refill, which is minor compared to what these things can do, that would only get me about 9 million points, which right now would put me... Alright, so right now it would put me in second place, but I don't want to spend all my gems. I still want them because I want to get some cards, but you know, the eye cards that I'm missing. Also, while I was doing this, might as well point it out. My total bond points for eye is 3.5 million now. I had a million less yesterday, so you can see how much I've been putting in. If I see here in the bond ranking, it doesn't seem to update. It hasn't updated, as you can see. I'm missing actually 100,000 points here. But I was under here, I think. And now I am here all the way. So I passed everyone, and unless they do some intense grind like I did, they will not be moving me from second place. Now the problem is first, I checked their profile. They have been active for 3 months now, but the problem is that they are at cap 350 for bond level, and my current cap is 310, and I am rank 291. I did rank it up a lot. Unfortunately, the level up is not here for level 90. It must be in the next one, 300, I suppose. I don't even have enough autograph boards. I think I might have to wait for the next one, and even then I don't know if I'm gonna be getting enough. But well, the thing is, I am taking a break now from like doing these mass skips, because I was saying, oh, it's all about the how many skips you have. And yes, I had some skips, but maybe not enough if I wanted to go really high. I tried to check some past stats for exchange events, and they never really went so incredibly high. But given that this might be the last one, some people may just be going all out. And if some people don't have any more stars to use on banners that they may want for something, then they may be dumping them all in LP. And as I said, I could do that, but I do want the gems. I'm still missing 2 cards, and if it comes to, in order to beat the number 1 right here, I would need to use some of my gems as LP. How much, I'm not certain. So that's the status of things, basically. I think I'm just gonna take this small break of just doing these mass LP spendings for now. See how the event develops. If I have a chance of actually getting top 10 when it's going to end, without spending like too many gems, then I'll do it. I mean, I have 14,000 right now. We are getting 100 daily and 500 weekly, but the 100 daily ones are pretty much getting spent, and there are a couple of others here and then in login bonuses and stuff, but okay, I don't have infinite, and you can't even whale. Even if I wanted to pay money to get more gems, I can't. So that's the status for now. I guess you'll see in the next clip what ended up happening. Alright, another update might be close to the final one, so there is only a couple hours remaining, well 8. In the end, I think my ranking is gonna be 20. As I said, when I stopped grinding, I stopped and I only used natural refresh, so right now I'm number 20. A couple of people passed me, I guess, today. But just look at this is insane. Almost 30 million. I think I showed the stats, right? Even I'll show them again. The most that had been in a token event was about 12 million for this server, for worldwide. And this is just insane. In fact, this person was the one that was winning for most of the event. This other one just passed them, so I don't know who's gonna take it. 300,000 points is a fair bit. If this guy is out of skips, then he's out of luck. I don't think he can catch up. Well, I don't know. We'll see how it ends. And just a lot more. So top 10 is at 5 million. I could reach 5 million with my skips, but it would require me to use gems. I do have more gems now because daily logins and all of that. I have a couple more candy as well because the bonuses that they've been giving, but now it's just not worth for me. I would rather save that for my iBond goals. And then with this, pretty much when I stopped I had 2.7 million on the mark. So I earned pretty much 70,000 points ever since. It's gonna be a bit more that I get until the end. Then we have voltage ranking, which I hadn't done when I stopped. I did them. They're not the best runs, but rank 170, and I did my runs like 3 days into the event. And when I did that at that point, I was under top 100. So I think people are just not caring, or they don't care anymore, or they forgot. I don't know, but they don't care because, as I said, my teams are not optimized by any chance. These songs aren't particularly super difficult, but like for example, one of these is Elegant. I think my Elegant still uses a arena that's not even maxed, and it was her initial UR. For the healing, I used that. So my team is not optimized, and yet look at this ranking. So I'm gonna get top 300, which just have increased radiance. But yeah, that's it. So I guess I'll just cover the last part tomorrow when it ends. Oh, you can scroll here. Tomorrow when it ends, I'll show you the final standings, and that will be the end of this video. I just released the first episode as of recording this. I did record a couple of clips for other ones, but we'll see how I handle them. But yeah, I'll show you what the end results were now. Alright, time's up, so the event has ended. After it ends, there are some hours when they tally the results. I mean, everything's pretty much set and clear, but I think they just do that to like verify the integrity, make sure there's no hacks or anything like that. And after a few hours, you'll get the actual results. So my event point ranking was, 2,700,000. I guess at the end some people just wanted more. So my final was 24. Like, if you care about the individual positions, then okay, maybe it matters. In this case, anything between 11 and 50 would have meant the same. Of course, I wanted a top 10 because it has a customized nameplate here that says your number. But it couldn't happen, unfortunately. So you get the rewards based on your tier. In this case, I got the 5 brains, which is enough for the max LB. I only got the 3 Nikos. You have to buy the other 3. I barely missed it because I'll show you in a bit. School idol males, which don't matter, and a bit of radiance. Then for the voltage ranking one, again, plate. They give you memento exchanges. Radiance, which for top 300 is 80, and as I said, I wish they had buffed this because top 300 is hard, and most, because not all, like me for example, whenever I could actually do it. Most of the people that are top 300 probably have really strong teams and they don't need brilliance all that much, whereas the people that are clearly behind need it more, but then it's like 50 for almost the entire rest of the player base. As I said, this one wasn't as competitive. I feel like most people just forgot or didn't bother. And well, that's it. Let's check how it ended. 30 million. Sad for this guy. Because he was first all the event and he just got passed by this guy. He has already set his ranking up. It is possible to tie in these events, and you can calculate like how much points you need because of how much each song yields. And it has happened in the past where several people have tied purposely because they planned for it. So the first place badge is given to both of them. Or, well, there was one thing, the first time that it happened in global. The thing is that was kind of a special case because there were 3 people and they all had the same like Ardaya as their girl here and the same name, and they 3 of them tied. So a lot of people jumped into the conclusion that it was hacks, and after having experienced similar hacks in SIF, I was on that boat as well. Turns out it was just actual people that just did that, but I think their mistake was having the same name on the same card here. It almost seemed like they were bots. And the thing is, they end up getting banned, and eventually they did get him unbanned after they like proved that they weren't hackers, that they just had calculated it. But I think they didn't receive their plagues back, like their first place, and I think they dropped the game, or at least one of them or 2 of them did. But okay, can you actually blame support or the game maintenance when they almost seem like they are bots? Like, that was their mistake. After that, there were a couple of other ties. Like, for example, I remember for the Rena's Haunted House event, which the reward was actually a ruby, which is dump. I know that a Arena fan and a Ruby fan wanted that first place, and they both tied for it because, you know, the title had Rena on the name, but the reward was Ruby anyway. My point is that happened once. I just wanted to mention it because it's relevant. So top 10 ended at 7 million. Yeah, like, I would have had to spend plenty of gems just to get here. It's pretty much double my points. You can see here the rest of them. No, it's more than double. Thought I had 3. But well, that's fine. At least I tried, and like the progress that I made for the bond for I is not lost. If we check the exchange here, the exchange will become available for a couple of days after it's over the event. If you don't actually exchange them by then they are just gone, those points. So in this case, you need 1 million to redeem the other 2 Nikos. Unfortunately, I am 80,000 points short of getting the other one, but I wasn't going to grind that, unfortunately, because I don't care. I could probably just buy some other stuff here, but we'll see what I do with it. Of course, I don't want to get them to waste. And that's pretty much it, I suppose. That's everything that I wanted to mention about token events. So this is going to be its episode. I hope you enjoyed. I'll link here whichever is the next episode on the playlist. So yeah, thank you for watching, and the video is over.